There is nothing here. There is nothing here but a blank slate. There is nothing here but flesh and blood and skin and bones, and then she appears. She stands here naked for the first time. Body scarred with violence she has not yet feared, face lined with stories she has not yet told. She stands here naked for the first time too long, crouched, cringing, waiting for cover. Her Muslim heritage has taught her well that this body bears no ground for pride, and then he appears. He stands here naked for the first time, clenched fists covering her breasts, spine erect, butch present. He stands here naked for the first time too long. He is nothing without the absence of her. She is no one without the fallacy of him. Together they become. The thing about identity is, we are always ready to check each other into boxes even when there's no paperwork to be done. I am an independent woman, but one of my closest friends sees it fit to call me sexist when I tell her I am uncomfortable being financially supported by a significant other, even though I have no problem if she decides she does not want to work a day in her life. I ask her to think about what she has just said. If maybe I look more feminine, she may have had a different opinion, or if maybe she would have respected the independence I learned at a young age I must never give up by consequence of being a woman. See, we are both women. I just wear mine differently than you yours. There is a compulsory misogyny that comes with this identity that can be so blinding you completely miss the point, so quick to label me in your own image. All of a sudden, I am not woman enough to understand. All of a sudden, I am not my mother's daughter, but my father's son. The thing about identity is we are always ready to tell someone else who they are so we can see ourselves in them. Universe forbid we should ever say, I don't understand, tell me more. So when I do, it appears I impose my identity upon you. Please know I'm not honored by the look of surprise on your face when I tell you my pronouns are female. Please know I'm not honored by the look of surprise on your face when I tell you consent applies to me too. Human nature requires that we destroy that which we do not understand. So we take difference and fix it into a box. One size fits too small. We peel back its skin and rip through its flesh until we break its every bone and bleed it soaking wet until there is nothing here. There is nothing here but a blank slate. There is nothing here but flesh and blood and skin and bones until we disappear. Thank you. Good evening, DC. And Florida. And California. And Nepal. And everybody else in between. Thank you so much for having me in this wonderful city. Over the last 2 days, I've gotten to see a lot of it. It is absolutely beautiful. Hopefully I'll move here one day, or New York. We'll see. My name is Sam. Thank you so much to Busboys and Poets for having me here as a feature. This mic is slightly getting on my nerves because of the way it's moving around. So, with your express permission, I'm going to move it to the side. Is that all right? Yes, audience? Is that okay? Yeah. You can hear me though, right? Yeah. Is I'm fairly loud? Alright, okay. So, I'm Indian born and raised, and I moved here when I was 23 years old. And a lot of my poetry is highly influenced by my culture, my people, and everything that happens in India politically as well. This is my debut chapbook. It's called Safe Spaces. And I'd like to read a piece off of here for you. It's called The Journal. It is about a 4-minute piece, I think, and it kind of chronicles a lot of my journey from being Indian and moving to the United States. July 1999, 11th grade. I returned to school after summer break, and it seems like a lifetime has passed. In 3 months, the tomboy I was 3 months ago is no longer acceptable. Childhood friends become teenage enemies. These scars scars are driven so deep into my memory 14 years later, I still find the need to keep my distance even though I live on a different continent today. December 2000. The first time I hear the word faggot, my father says it with such a sense of bloated pride and contentment, I write it down for future reference. It must be a good word. Soon I will learn exactly what it means. July 2002. Sophomore year at an all-girls college, and I am trying to unravel myself. What has become clear is that I'm more of a ladies' man than I am a lady, but when you live in a world where the only logical explanation is that opposites attract, it's hard to make sense of a heart that speaks louder than the body it fails to fit within. September 2004, I fall in love for the first time. For the time we are together, we dream of spending a lifetime with each other. We draw blueprints of the perfect forever with 2 sons and a daughter. When our dream ends, mine begins 8,000 miles away, and hers begins with a man chosen for her. The man she will spend the rest of her life with, the man she now has 2 sons and a daughter with. July 2009. My flight from New York to Tampa has just landed. When I turn my phone on, I have 5 missed calls from my roommates calling to tell me that India has decriminalized homosexuality. There is something about being Indian that always keeps the Indian in me Indian, no matter how much America begins to feel like home. March 2010. I am a lesbian. There's a freedom in realizing without question that no crime is committed when a woman loves a woman with all her heart. December 2013. India criminalizes homosexuality all over again. Just when the queer sun seems to be dawning over my world, it feels only natural for disaster to strike. It has been 3 years since I have been back, but the penetrating stare from the immigration officer who holds my papers in his hands like he controls the next 3 weeks I will spend with family and friends and country is fresh in my memory. My overactive imagination plays out every possible scenario going home could mean. Under the safety of my comforter, I contemplate what I will say if asked if I am straight or I am gay. June 2014. My first Pride Parade is a few days away. I seem to always be in 2 spaces at the same time. Split at my core over a lifetime of reconciliation between sexes, between religions, countries, and citizenship, being born in one place and belonging to somewhere else, I feel safe and proud and out as an outsider in a foreign country, while I am inadequate where I'm expected to belong. But this is merely perception, isn't it? Where I'm from, this is what Indian looks like. Where I stand, I have the best of both of every world, and here I stand, claiming imperfection as I step up to this mic. I stand here. I stand here claiming to be a creative thinking, 5-language speaking, beautiful, brown-skinned, poetic dyke.